People that are good at talking and fighting?
Sure.
Okay, people that are very good at talking and fighting. Well, my co-host, for example, on Fighter and the Kid.
Oh, what's his name?
Brendan Schaub. Very funny man.
Oh, he's
me up.
funny?
Very funny. Very strong.
Do you legally have to say that?
No.
All right, so Bryan Callen just went on Matan Evans' podcast, and I got to give Bryan credit for going on here because this kid, he does not hold back, and he follows the Fighter and the Kid subreddit. You know, he's familiar with all the Fighter and the Kid lore. He's a homeless cat and a big fan of Brendan Schaub's comedy career. Like in the beginning of the podcast, he even referenced one of Brendan's classic bits from the Gringo Poppy.
You ever tried a Mexican cookie? It's like a chocolate chip with salsa all over it.
What the fuck's a Mexican cookie? What are you talking about? It's like a chocolate chip with salsa all over it? What are you talking about? I'm like, that's a terrible idea. I'll take it.
Who would have introduced me to a chocolate chip cookie?
Chocolate chip with salsa all over it.
Somebody of Latin descent.
Where's Brendan Schaub from?
It's Schaub. You have to say his name right.
Brendan Schaub?
Yeah, Brendan Schaub.
I got introduced to it, and it's my favorite food.
Really?
Yeah,
from
the Mexican
Brendan?
cookie.
Oh, you know what, dude? You fucking led me down the rabbit hole, and I fell for it. And you're looking up like you don't know what you're saying.
I don't know.
See?
And Matan spent like half the podcast just roasting Brendan, and he kept trying to get Bryan to admit that he's not funny, which Bryan handled surprisingly well, considering just a few years ago he was really defensive of Brendan, and if somebody were to make fun of him, Bryan would just lose his shit like he did with Bobby Lee, you know, when he thought he was running the Fighter and the Kid subreddit, and he just went off on him and threatened him. So that situation must have humbled Bryan quite a bit, because now he doesn't seem to get anywhere near as worked up about it. Like, the fact that he doesn't flip out at Matan here shows he's come a long way.
Comedians I don't think are funny?
That you're friends with. Okay, let's go.
But
nobody answers. Every time I ask one of these stupid guys who's friends with Joe Rogan.
But to be honest with you, all my friends are funny.
No, they're not. No.
Who do you think of my friends is not funny? Careful.
I think it's integral for a successful podcast to have a good co-host. Okay, let me phrase it like this. Is Theo Vaughn funny?
Yes.
He's very funny.
Yes.
Is your co-host funny?
I think my you mean on the Fighter and Kid?
You didn't say.
Wait, on the Fighter and
said
Kid?
Is Theo Vaughn funny?
On the Fighter and Kid?
The Fighter and the Kid.
He's very funny.
No, he's not.
Oh, come on. You don't even listen to the podcast. You get your information from the community.
Another lawsuit.
No, you should be listening to the Fighter and the Kid.
Is this how you expected this episode to go today, or no?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
Well, then good on you for showing up.
Come on, bro. We're here, man.
Yeah, so Bryan was actually being a good sport about it, but I'm sure Brendan probably won't be too happy with this appearance. Even though I think this helped Bryan win some people over and was one of his funnier podcast appearances. Like, even people on the Fighter and the Kid subreddit were saying that, and they thought he did a good job rolling with the punches. And Matan, he also kept talking about the subreddit, and Bryan figured out that he doesn't even watch the podcast at all, but he keeps up with the subreddit, which obviously Bryan is a little insulted by, but again, he handles it pretty well. You know, he mostly just finds it funny. I mean, at this point, how could you not just laugh at it? That's what Brendan needs to learn to do. I mean, at least their show is still entertaining people in a way. I mean, ironically, Brendan's responsible for some of the funniest moments in podcasting or comedy. Like, some of the stuff he gets himself into is just unbelievable. Like, the whole Trug Walk situation, nothing will beat that. You know, the lawsuit, their fallout with Bobby Lee and everything to come from that. That was awesome. And another classic is when Brendan fired his Addy and Baddie wrangler, Mark Harley, and then he went rogue and joined the Fighter and the Kid subreddit and exposed Brendan for peeing in sinks, which then Howie Mandel called Brendan out for on his podcast.
So you posted the fact that we were going to be watching this. My Twitter feed lit up a little bit more to say, don't go to the bathroom there because you piss in the sink.
Where?
What? They said that you said this out loud.
Wait,
Does he piss in the sink here?
I've done it
never
maybe
seen it.
once.
Okay, but
It was
that was the
it's
whole thing.
emergency.
Nobody's talking about the fight. Everybody was saying, Howie, how are you going to go there? He pisses in the sink. Brendan's talked about he pissed in the sink.
I had to pee in the sink one time. It was a state of emergency.
And then also there's the time Brendan hired kind of like a Make-A-Wish fan of his who just wanted to meet Brendan, but then Brendan convinced him to move out to LA and come work for him. So the kid probably thought his dreams came true, but then only like a year into it, I guess Brendan realized he wasn't really doing anything for the show, or he couldn't afford him or something. So he fired him on like Christmas Eve and pawned him off on some other podcasters. Now he's just being passed around. Like, first I saw him on John McCarthy's podcast, you know, one of the refs for the UFC. And now I think Joey Diaz is stuck with him.
But then you say Leon, but then he's
Brother,
got
who this guy?
He don't have question. He just listen us.
Yeah, he just produces this. He listens to us.
Go find something to do. Go play in traffic.
Go play in
Knock it off with the phone, George. Knock it off, please. For Christ's fucking sake.
But I'm doing good, dude.
Yeah, so because Brendan felt like he needed to try to make this kid's dreams come true, now these other podcasters are stuck with him. I mean, everything Brendan does unintentionally is hilarious, which is why even some of Bryan's comedy friends keep up with all Brendan's controversy. You know, they do the same thing as Matan. They don't watch the podcast, but they'll follow the subreddit.
Do you listen to Fighter and the Kid?
I don't listen.
See, I knew it. I it. You went like this. You went which means no.
I don't listen to the full episodes, but
there's so much nuance that you can't.
Well, I listen to. I hear about it from different sources.
So you're hearing a third party, dude.
I'll tell you this: I'm a big part of the community.
Are you talking about the underground community? You son of a bitch! Listen, Matan. I love that name. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're changing the conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I got carried away. Okay, listen to me.
There's a couple 100,000 of us now.
You're part of that community?
I started
bet you
it.
That guy is too.
And
you started it?
Oh, you know what email I use too?
Which?
You know.
What is it?
Tiger Belly.
Listen to me right now. I got some information.
See, this is why I have the great podcast, because nobody else would talk to you like this.
I know, and I appreciate it. And it's good that we're getting this out there.
Yeah.
Now look, Tiger Belly.
Now that I mentioned that, are you going to call me after this and threaten to kill me?
Never.
No?
Never.
I would guess that that's something you might do.
No, I would never do that. That was when I was 40. That was when I was 48, bro. I've grown up.
This episode might do good.
Yeah, it'll do very well.
It'll be seen by hundreds of thousands on a brand new platform.
What's that platform called? If you say Reddit, I'm going to freak out.
We both know it's Reddit. What am I bullying you?
Damn it. You were bullying me right now.
And it seems like the Fighter and the Kid subreddit has been pretty quiet recently. You know, like Brendan's been staying out of trouble. But now I think he's moving to Austin to get closer to Rogan. So that can make things interesting again. And maybe it'll get him back into stand-up. You know, Rogan just needs to let him perform at the mothership. But so far, he's refused to do that, which is funny considering Rogan is the one that got Brendan into stand-up. So I think he should give Brendan a shot, but I guess we'll see. So also during this podcast, Bryan, he admitted that the Fighter and the Kid has fallen off. So at least he can be honest about it. You know, it seemed like all the stuff he went through, like getting canceled and working for Steven Crowder and then the Bobby Lee stuff, you know, I think that all probably humbled him. And now he's just like, whatever.
Are you saying that my
podcast is not successful?
Your podcast
yours
is more successful than mine. Now, my podcast used to be way more successful than yours. You know this, but you're too young to remember that.
Oh no, I've been there from the beginning.
Well, not really.
I have.
Well,
I've been watching the start. I've been
no, because you were.
Eventually, I unsubscribed.
You did,
but I subscribed to a different page.
You unsubscribed to my fucking podcast.
I unsubscribed from the YouTube. I subscribed to the Reddit.
That doesn't help.
You deal with the worst co-host every week.
That's fucking not true.
Why'd you almost laugh at that? That's
because you don't watch the podcast, so how would you know that?
I might keep up with it more than you.
Okay, who was the last guest?
Brandon.
No, see? Fucking wrong. Know. I just got you.
You guys can't get guests anymore?
We get guests.
Yeah, you guys got
We've had some problems, but yeah.
But
things haven't been what they were.
Why do you think that is?
Because of some decisions. All right, what are you doing? Is that a victory thing?
I'm manifesting bad on you and your family and your kids and your wife and your mother.
Why are you doing that?
Also, at one point, Matan asked Bryan who his favorite comedians are, and he said Rogan was one of them, which is ridiculous. Like, there's no way he actually believes that. I mean, most people, if they were to say that, I would think they're joking. So Matan tried to get him to admit that Rogan's not a good comedian, and that was what Bryan was probably most taken back by during this podcast. He couldn't believe someone would think Joe's a bad comedian, or it's more like he couldn't believe that someone isn't scared to admit that Joe's a bad comedian. And it's so funny, instead of Bryan explaining why he should respect Joe's comedy or just being like, no, I actually believe Joe's funny, he just says, well, you know, Joe could destroy your podcast if he wanted to. Like, Matan should be careful about upsetting Joe, like all of Rogan's comedy friends who don't find him funny either, but won't admit it.
Sebastian Maniscalco's hilarious.
Okay, so
I have a lot of famous friends. Joe Rogan, I can keep going.
Well, I said, okay, well, let's move on to the next segment.
Sorry,
Who now the 5 least funny, so now you can get to those guys.
That's a fucked up question, bro.
It's a smart question.
But it's a
you
smart question.
You already have one in there
it's
so far.
It's a smart question.
Yeah. You already have the first one.
Wait a minute.
I'm just assuming that you knew that was the next question. No. That's why you said guy at the end.
Dude, let me explain. Matan, do you understand he could make one phone call? He could open his fucking window and whisper, and this whole podcast goes away?
Oh, are we talking about Brendan Schaub or Joe Rogan?
We're talking about Joe Rogan.
Oh, I love Joe Rogan. He's funny. Oh, Jesus, but he's in that top 5, the second list. So now finish the next 4.
And if Joe actually has a good sense of humor, he would have Matan on his podcast. I mean, that would make for a great episode, because there aren't many people that go on there and aren't afraid to troll him or bust his balls. So when it happens, it's hilarious. Like Mark Normand, he'll make fun of Joe. And Harlan Williams, last time he was on there, he trolled Joe most of the podcast. So hopefully we get to see that with Matan. And Bryan actually ended up putting in a good word for him when he went on there.
You know that kid Matan?
No.
He says that kid is the Israeli kid who's like 17 years old and a complete troll. I did his podcast. It was so fun. But he's just like that. Those kids at that age, they are about there's no reverence to anything.
No.
They want to tear it all down.
Yeah, so hopefully that happens. Or Bryan invites Matan on The Fighter and the Kid. That would make for a great episode too. And just not tell Brendan who he is and just have him show up and see what happens. I mean, that would definitely be one of their most viewed podcasts in a while. And I think people would probably gain some respect for Brendan. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And if you want extra content from me, there are over probably 120 exclusive videos on Patreon. And I post a new one every single week. Like I recently talked about Mark Zuckerberg's disastrous appearance on Joe's podcast, and also about how Joe is completely delusional now, like he's so far gone, and also about Wes Watson attacking one of his haters at the gym and proving he's the most pathetic person alive. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's up to. But yeah, make sure you check it out. There'll be a link in the description. All right, so we have David Lucas embarrassing himself on Matan Evans' podcast. This was a rough one. I mean, pretty much every comment is talking about how cringy he was. And you could tell Matan was getting under his skin. And it's funny because David always claims he doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks. He's supposed to be an edgy comedian that doesn't get offended by anything. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. Like Matan asked him about the George Floyd joke he made that he eventually apologized for. So, it's a sensitive subject for him, but Matan asks him why he'd make the joke if he knows it could offend the black community or something like that. He's kind of trolling him. That's how this podcast is. It's kind of like Eric Andre or Between Two Ferns. So when Matan asks him about the joke, David just keeps saying, I don't give a shit. I'm going to say whatever I want. I don't care what anybody thinks. But you can tell the question kind of gets to him, even though it's a joke, and he leans over and tries to intimidate Matan.
Let's give somebody some reference. A lot of people know you because you got canceled a couple of months ago for making a joke about George Floyd.
Did I really get canceled? Who canceled me?
Well, that's what they said online.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people were mad, but I mean, that's part of society. They be mad.
So, but they didn't cancel you, or what happened?
I'm still doing shows, dog.
So you're saying they tried, but it didn't work?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really cancel somebody like me who don't give a fuck.
Let me ask you this. Why would you make the joke about George Floyd when you have no idea how it can affect the black community?
Because I wanted to.
But what?
Because I wanted to.
But you don't know how it could affect black people.
Who gives a fuck?
But black people.
I wanted to do it.
But you don't know if it will offend them.
I wanted to do it.
But you're
well,
offending.
Let me offend them. I offend white people too. Now what? I'll offend your ass too.
Yeah, but you're allowed to offend white
I'll
people.
Offend your ass
but
too.
Black people, it's off the table.
What's happening?
What is this? What, like this?
I'll offend you. I'll offend you. You cute.
So he wasn't handling it very well, and it just kept getting worse from here. And like 20 minutes in, he's about to leave. And I think the only reason he was there in the first place is because he thought he's getting paid 10 grand for the appearance, which Matan probably told him just to get him on the podcast or just to mess with him. And, it could be a bit, but it definitely seems like David is being serious. And I believe he's delusional enough to think somebody give him 10 grand for a podcast appearance. So in the beginning, he's like, yeah, I'm cool with all this as long as I'm getting paid. But Matan's like, what are you talking about? And then David looks at his manager like, isn't this what we agreed on?
Hey, as long as you got that money ready for me at the end of this hour, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I don't got anything.
Hey, man, I thought this was 10 grand, man.
10 grand? I could have got Charleston White for 10 grand. Okay.
So what about the money, though?
What about the money?
Yeah.
I would give it to you if I had some.
Nah, nigga, I'm about to call.
We could be on like a perpetual team.
All right.
Yo, they ain't got the money, bro.
But the camera's not. There's no camera on him.
I don't give a fuck. We don't need it to be on camera. I need my bread.
You need your bread? How much were you expecting to be?
You told me 10,000 in the text message, bruh.
I would love to see it. Maybe that was Sam Hyde. He told you that. He tricked you. Because he's the one, in case anybody doesn't know, who set up this interview. Okay, let's move on. This is getting a little stale here.
Yeah, so I definitely believe David actually thought he was going to get paid for this, and Matan was probably just trying to mess with him or just get him on the show. I mean, this kid is really good at trolling. Like, also, he kept handing David pictures of him, like AI pictures of him, really overweight, even more overweight, and you could tell David's like, all right, whatever, yeah, real funny. And then Matan's like, what, you don't like them? And David's like, I don't give a shit, you know, this happens to me all the time, and it's clearly getting to him.
Look at it. What's this? Oh, yeah. Put that right there.
You don't like them?
I don't give a fuck. I'm in the public image, bro. Shit like this will happen all the time.
So you don't mind it?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this little weirdo white. You're not white. Yeah, you dope.
Oh, so you think I'm like funny guy?
You do a lot of crazy stuff with a straight face, which makes me laugh. I like weird shit. So like,
so are you laughing with me or at me?
At you.
Oh fuck.
You 17 though?
17 years old.
What high school you go to?
I don't go to high school anymore. Online school.
So it would get really awkward, and then David would just burst out laughing randomly. And I think since David didn't know what to do and wasn't funny at all, he just started doing gross and creepy shit. Like at one point, he started itching his ass and was trying to make everybody smell it. And then he kept telling Matan to take his shirt off for some reason. I mean, this was just such a weird appearance. I don't know what was going on, but he was gnarly.
I'll put my hand in my ass and make you smell it, bitch. Come here, nigga. Put that shit in your face now. You want to smell it, nigga?
No.
I'll make him smell it. Oh, let's see if your ass talk now, man. I bet you say, goddamn, I put that shit up under that door.
We need to get back to the podcast.
That t-shirt ain't gonna cover it up, bro. You still gonna smell this ass. I ain't took no shower and I'm straight off a plane, boy. This shit.
Is that something to be bragging about?
I don't know. Let's smell up under that jacket. Take that jacket off.
Well, I don't.
Let us see that pale ass.
I don't have
chest.
shit all over me.
Let's see that pale ass. Take that jacket off.
You're like one of those Indian guys.
Take that jacket off. Take that jacket off. Let's see.
Under it is just a.
You probably
shirt.
Naked up under that bitch. Let's see.
No, I only wear this jacket.
Let me see it. Take it off.
I can't. That's
Let me see.
Not on camera.
Take it off.
No, it's not allowed. Be careful. I have a weapon on me.
I don't give a fuck about no weapon.
I got.
And then after David did that, he kept touching his face and his eyes, which was just disgusting. I mean, the whole time he's just doing gross shit. And then Matan made a joke about him being a predator, and David got all offended. He's like, "Don't joke about something like that. That's serious."
What Thrones? What is you talking about, bro? What is you talking about?
Because I thought you were trying to.
You on some weird
I
shit.
told you a predator.
I'm not a predator.
No, for sure.
Skip the question, bro. We ain't even finna entertain that bullshit you talking about right now, because I got children, and that's a very sensitive topic.
Move past it?
Yeah.
How many hours do you think it would take you to run a mile?
The
manager laughed at you.
And it's crazy this 17-year-old kid is 100 times funnier than this professional comedian. I mean, David's sense of humor is him, like, farting and itching his ass and doing all this gross shit that only he was laughing at.
You standing?
Yeah, I feel like a rock star.
The table's about to collapse. I gotta back up from this.
Earthquake. I'm about to fart in this nigga face. That's gonna be different. You gotta scratch the ass. Scratch the ass so you can smell it.
So he was completely out of control. I mean, this was unbelievable. And it's funny he got offended when Matan made a joke about him being a predator, because then he started to act really creepy and he kept trying to touch him and he kept saying weird stuff to him. And at one point, for some reason, he pulled up some corn on his phone and showed that to him. So I don't know what he was doing here. I mean, apparently he doesn't handle getting trolled very well. You know, I think Matan just made him completely lose it. I mean, this was another level of cringe. You know, it's one thing to have an awkward podcast and like not have a funny appearance, but this, I don't even know how to describe what was going on here.
Are we in a safe space?
We safe space.
Let's think about that.
What is this? You keep showing me like porn images. They're pretty cheap, like 20.
Kind of cute.
Me? You're saying this?
Little earring. You're older than 17.
I promise I'm 17.
Let me see.
I
Let me see your ID.
I don't have an ID because I'm 17.
Come over. Come over. Come over.
You're hostile podcast.
Get real nice and close like we in prison.
You had your.
Sit that little pale booty down.
Why do you want me so close?
I want you right here.
It's getting weird.
I want you right here.
I'm gonna take your manager's chair. A lot of leftist politicians.
Come over here so I can hear you closer.
Because you're gonna grab them. You're gonna grab the notes. This is what everybody does.
Man, I ain't playing your little games.
Fuck you, man. I put so much effort into that shit and you won't even smell it.
Let me rub your back.
You won't even smell it.
Let me rub your
Why
back.
are you touching on my man? That's a bad character trait. How old are your
So it was an interesting appearance, and of course he just got roasted in the comments. Like somebody said, why can't you get a real comedian on like Bryan Schaub? And nobody laughs more at David Lucas's jokes than David Lucas. And David Lucas is really good at making me not like him. And yeah, if this is somebody's introduction to him on this podcast, they're probably like, what the hell is this guy's deal? Like, there's no way he's a comedian. I mean, he wasn't funny at all, and he's really bad at handling getting trolled and playing into the jokes, and also expecting to get paid 10 grand is kind of cringy. So this was just a rough appearance for him. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you want to hear more about David Lucas and just all the Kill Tony drama going on, I cover it over on Patreon. There's a lot of stuff happening, so if you want to keep up with that and just get access to over 90 exclusive videos, make sure you check it out. There'll be a link in the description. Alright, so on this channel I've talked about a lot of these wannabe alpha male characters. I've covered a ton of them, and out of all of them, Ben Azuli, who I made a video about a couple weeks ago, might be the most heinous individual I've covered. He's like an Israeli Andrew Tate, and of course, now that he's been exposed, he's using Andrew's defense. Now that people have found out how terrible he is, he's claiming the Matrix is attacking him. That's how pathetic this guy is. So this stuff was all uncovered by John Bravo. He got all the legal documents and exposed this on his channel, so credit to him. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and check out his videos and share this story, because more people need to be aware of how sick this guy Ben Azuli really is. Because sometimes with these Andrew Tate kind of guys, it's hard to tell how much of this is them trolling or doing shtick. Like this guy, he acts so ridiculous, it's hard to take him seriously. You'd think he has to be joking, but he really is just a fucked up individual, and he believes his own delusions, and worst of all, is a predator. I mean, he makes Wes Watson look like a saint somehow. So when he was 18 years old, him and his brother and a friend of theirs were at a party, and they lured a 15-year-old girl who was there back to their house, and they got her drunk and high, and then beat her and R-worded her. And Ben admitted guilt in court and was convicted of SIing a minor. So there's no question this guy is just scum of the earth. So before he started his influencer career, he tried to legally change his name so people couldn't figure this out. But now that John Bravo uncovered it, of course, Ben just claims that it's all false information and he's being attacked by the Matrix, which is a great defense. Using Andrew Tate's line definitely makes you seem innocent.
Now it looks like I pissed off a lot of people, guys. A lot of people. So many because I became so influential so quick. And I'm literally one of the most talked about influencers in the world today, that I got to the point that they're putting out a lot of false information about me. A lot of bullshit. But you see, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm gonna say this. It's gonna come out of my mouth. You ready? It looks like the Matrix is attacking me. That's what it looks like. It looks like they don't want me around because I'm helping men become stronger, better. I'm putting more men on the front line, teaching them to become men, to take care of women, to be there for their friends, to be there for their mother, their father, to retire their parents, to do only good for the world and stop doing bad, stop being weak. It's upsetting them, but it's okay. Don't worry, we're still gonna be here.
So of course he claims people just don't like him because he's helping men become more masculine and strong. It's exactly what Andrew Tate says. So he's just completely insane. And it's wild that his response to being exposed for being a predator is to say that people are just coming after him because they don't want him teaching young men how to take care of women. Like, what does he mean by take care of? I guess if that means abusing underage girls, then he's right. But he's really trying to act like he's just teaching people how to be respectful towards women, and that's why people are attacking him. It's ridiculous. I mean, who in their right mind would take advice from this guy knowing he's committed a crime like this? So he's just trying to power through the backlash, and he's even trying to use this as an opportunity to call out Andrew Tate, Floyd Mayweather, and Jake Paul to fight him. Like, he just keeps getting more delusional and embarrassing. And also during this video, you could see him putting a gun in his pants to try to act like a tough guy and scare people.
The last 7 days, I've gotten hundreds of death threats. And my team told me about it, because guys, I don't check my messages. Only if you're somebody who loves me, I'll come in, I'll send you a voice message, but I don't check my messages anymore. So, A bunch of death threats. And on top of that, everybody wants to fight me because of all these false accusations on social media. They're like, oh, my dad could kick your ass. Oh, my friend's a fighter, he could kick your ass. Oh, my teacher said he could kick your ass. I'm like, listen, I'm not fighting anybody unless you're a name. I created this fame. I'm not going to give you fame just because you want to fight me. It doesn't make any sense for me. So guys, bring me a real name. Bring me Andrew Tate, bring me Conor McGregor, bring me Mayweather, bring me Jake Paul. Or I guess I'm going to fight Ollie.
Yeah, so his response to being exposed for this horrific crime is to claim he's being attacked by the Matrix and then to call out Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul to fight him. Like, you can't get more delusional than that. You know, he's like, oh shit, people found out I'm a predator. All right, Jake Paul, Floyd Mayweather, let's fight. But it would be satisfying to see him get his ass kicked. So also, I'm sure there's a lot more terrible shit that this guy's done that will start coming out. Like, he was also accused of beating his ex, who he has a kid with. And of course, he claims it's all BS. But knowing his past and how much of a liar he is and how delusional he is, it seems like she's probably telling the truth. And apparently, she also got a restraining order against him and has full custody of their kid. And he talked about this on a podcast with John Zerka, who's another creep who's known for trying to hook up with young girls. And during this clip, John's talking about how when he's in a relationship, he needs to know that his girl won't call the police if he hits her.
The number one thing I always ask for, I say on paper, if I ever hit you with my hands, will you call the police? On a lie detector, please, darling. I've never hit a woman, but I need to know she will not call the police. Do you know what I mean? I've never done it. But you ever like insurance for no reason? It's called insurance for no reason. Come on, is that too much to ask for? You get what I'm saying? I've never hit a woman.
So let me tell you.
But I need a paper.
I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to nod. I'm just going to sit here and listen.
That's the business. That's the Jewish business advice.
I'll tell you one thing.
Have you ever hit a woman?
Never in my life.
Okay.
But I could tell you that a woman said that I've hit her before, which is the mother of my son. The mother of my son said,
she told the court that.
He wanted to kill me and he used to beat me. That's why I ran away with his son for 2 years. The judge looked at her and was like, do me a favor. Don't bring that stupid drama into my courthouse. If this guy wanted to kill you, you would have been dead.
And it seems like this guy only acts tough with women and young girls, you know, because he's always talking about how much of an alpha he is and how he beat up 30 guys at once and he threw his dad through a table when he's 13. But one of his classmates said when they were around that age, they got into an altercation and he punched Ben in the face and he was waiting for Ben to fight back. But then Ben just started crying and ran away.
I took a step back and I jabbed him in the nose, thinking I'm gonna get my ass kicked right now. But I had my friends with me, so I wasn't too worried, but I thought for sure I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But I was trying to impress a girl. So I punched him in the nose. What happened next definitely surprised me. Instead of him fighting back, he just grabbed his nose and goes like this, and then there was some blood dripping out of his nose. And I thought, all right, he's gonna fight back. But no, instead of fighting back, he started crying. Full out started crying, bawling tears, and then ran towards the office. I don't know if he went to the office because none of us got in trouble for this or nothing came about it.
And he said at one point, Ben, his brother and his friend tried to flee to Israel to escape the charges.
From what I remember from her, she was always smiling and always happy. I remember she was like one of the bubbliest people I have to this day ever met in my life. You know, thank you, John Bravo, for, you know, getting that stuff put together and calling this guy out, because he truly deserves to be called out on all his lies, and especially this horrific thing he did to H. I'm not sure of all of them, but I remember Moore, he fled to Israel. I believe they all fled to Israel at one point for some time. And then obviously they all ended up coming back and got arrested when they got back. And, you know, as you guys saw from the court documents, Ben admitted to what he did. It really breaks my heart, because after this happened to H, it changed the girl, and as it would change anybody. I remember one day at school, I just saw her break down in tears, and the sadness on this girl, in this girl's eyes, and her energy was just so sad. And I mean, of course, who wouldn't be? you know, if that happened to anybody, you know, they would feel that way. I mean, it's horrific.
And also, Ben is always praising Israel and the IDF and spreading propaganda on social media. And he's alluded to working for Mossad. And also, even after that horrific crime he committed, during that podcast, he said he was going down to Miami to meet this rabbi who's going to help set him up with a bunch of 18 to 20-year-old virgins, which is just really bizarre and creepy and weird, especially knowing the crime he committed.
You know, one of the parts, the reasons that we're going to Miami, I'm actually going to meet a rabbi who's going to introduce me to a line of women who are Jewish and virgins and all 18 to 20.
Miami.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
I want a
Hasidic
religious
rabbi.
Yeah. Like I want to he's a rabbi.
I'm going for the seminar.
Yeah, so I think that rabbi should probably be looked into. I mean, this is some really strange stuff. And Ben, he clearly has no remorse or regret for his actions. You know, he refuses to take accountability. And instead, he just uses Andrew Tate's tactic of blaming the Matrix. And whenever somebody blames the Matrix, I'd say they're probably guilty. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out my Patreon. I just got done talking about how Theo Von is becoming out of touch. And also Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee called out podcasters for getting too political. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about Tim Dillon called out Joe Rogan's handler and a ton of other stuff. There are over 140 exclusive videos that are all over 20 minutes. So make sure you check it out. If you enjoyed this video and you like the channel, it's definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description.
The worst thing that happened, I was once at a party and this girl was dancing and she shat her pants and it flew on the floor because she wasn't even wearing underwears.
Why do you? How did we get here?
Yeah.
You bring this
no,
up?
because you were talking